What are some really dangerous things most people don't realize are dangerous? A few inches of moving water over a roadway. Driving while tired. It can be just as dangerous as driving while drunk, but many people do it without thinking twice. For context, 20 hours awake impairs you as much as 0.08% BAC, which counts as DUI in many states. A lot of people end up with liver failure from overusing Tylenol. It's not harmless, don't treat it like Skittles. Tailgating at 70 miles per hour. Edit. Thank you Redditors for the overwhelming response and for the anonymous goal. To be honest, this thread moved to the left lane for passing discussion. It wasn't the goal of my response. My response is more about how a tailgater will dramatically increase the risk of an accident versus being patient and sharing the road with others. 100% of accidents are when two objects want to occupy the same space. And the logic of getting closer to the object in front of you at relatively high speed seems illogical to me. Not having enough sodium. There's always warnings about too much salt, but apparently if you don't have enough, it can throw your body totally out of whack. Learned this after passing out and ending up in the ER. Garage door springs. A full force punch to the face. People have died from a single punch. Eating grapefruit while on medication. Grapefruit has so many bad interactions with medication, ranging from rendering the medication ineffective to toxicity. Putting your feet on the dashboard. It is extremely dangerous. Sitting all day. Pregnancy. Walking up or down the stairs. The most common accident at home is falling down the stairs. If you need someone's attention while they're using heavy equipment, in a non-emergency situation, let them finish before getting their attention. I work as a meat cutter. When I'm cutting something on the bandsaw, I have my back turned to the counter. A lot of customers expect to get service immediately as soon as they walk up to the counter. So I'm cutting something and they immediately make a loud noise to get my attention. Like picking up a metal signpost and banging it in the floor or slamming the counter. It surprises me, making me flinch depending on how loud it is. With my finger cinches from a saw that easily passes through the thickest of cow bones. I don't care how important your dinner date steak is. If I lose my hand, I will do my damnedest to punch you in the face with my looty stump. Additional info since I received a lot of comments about it. I am not alone. I have at least one other co-worker working the counter. No, the bandsaw is not next to the service counter. That would be a very bad idea. The amount of bone dust, yes, just like sawdust, produced would make it very difficult to keep the front area clean. I work in a back area that is separated by a low wall and large open bay window. That's where we do all the meat production. That's where we can contain all the bone dust, blood, rendered fat, and other things that come with meat cutting. Also, that area is refrigerated. We have 2 massive cooling units on the ceiling with a total of 8 fans. It doesn't keep the production or refrigerator cold, but it does keep it around 50 on average. Because of these loud fans, I can't hear my co-workers when they're talking at normal levels to someone in THW front. I can hear voices but cannot distinguish what is being said. And that should give everyone an idea of how loud these SS holes are. I can hear it extremely loud over the fans, loud bandsaw and bones being sawed. Brazilian butt lifts. One of the most dangerous cosmetic surgeries. I think people frequently drive way too close to the car in front of them. Growing up, I was always taught a car length's distance for every 10 miles per hour, and while it seems crazy, that simple rule of driving has saved my SS more times than I can count. Bleach. Mix with ammonia? Basically mustard gas, you died. Mix with alcohol? Chloroform. You can pass out and have organ failure. Mix with vinegar. Chlorine gas, you died. Bonus. Mix hydrogen peroxide and vinegar? Peracetic acid, your lungs bleed. To clarify, do not clean pee with bleach. Pee has ammonia. Edit. I'm so glad to read this has helped some people not gas themselves, hooray. Have fun and stay safe out there. Edit 2. Not technically mustard gas, butchloramine. Still just as nasty. Electricity. You can't see it until it's too late. Harmless wires dangling around will put you into the ground. Even if it looks good, it can be done wrong and start a fire. Source: am an electrician. Driving. Gasoline. People put it in their cars every day, so they didn't realize how volatile it is. YouTube is full of videos of people pouring gasoline on a campfire. or pouring it in a garbage can and sticking a match to it, only to find themselves sitting on thyrses a half second later, eyebrows singed off and flash burns on their faces and hands, if they are lucky. It's explosive. It's not like lighter fluid for your barbecue grill. Falling down. I know there are jokes about the whole, I've fallen and I can't get up. But it's aerial danger. As we get older, our bones lose density and strength, so falling can actually cause legitimate injuries. And even if you're not old, unprotected falls are still dangerous. Street fights where people get knocked out and fall onto concrete is super dangerous. It doesn't take a lot of height to cause serious damage when falling and hitting your head. Unloaded gun. Noise-canceling headphones while walking in cities. You need to be able to hear your surroundings to react properly. Can easily walk into traffic or get swiped by a bike if you're tuning out the world. The newest AirPod commercial shows a woman walking through an empty city intersection with her headphones in, then shows all the chaos return when she takes one out. Not safe. It's important to beware of your surroundings in dense areas. As a chef, it's food. I've seen people who cook at home with some very dangerous cooking habits. Everything from not washing hands after handling raw meat, it's all raw proteins, people, not just chicken, to not cooling leftovers properly and even proper storing procedures. Spoiler alert. Don't store raw chicken above the salad you plan to serve with it. Those juices can drip down and contaminate everything. Personally, I think everyone needs a class on proper food handling for their safety and everyone's safety for whom they plan on cooking. Chiropractor's I was born with quite severe scoliosis. It was cheaper to go to a chiropractor than an actual doctor growing up. This has resulted in significant damage to my back. When I finally got in to see a spinal specialist, he mentioned that upwards of 45% of his long-term patients were there because of chiropractors. He told me after reviewing years of my x-rays that the adjustments I was receiving actually made my spine worse than if I were to have not done anything. It is also pretty common for chiropractors to break bones. There were a few people that went to my doctor that were paralyzed by a chiropractor. When I was 16, a chiropractor did an adjustment that caused one of the discs in my spine to rupture. I also had my hip dislocated at one point. So yeah, chiropractors are not real doctors and can cause a lot of harm. Overworking yourself. This is super vague, but I think a lot of people often underestimate the dangers of water. Like the power of a river or sea current, water on the road, slipping in the shower, etc. For new parents, sleeping with your newborn in the bed. A lot of SIDS cases are actually accidentally smothering from one of the parents rolling on the baby and not finding out until it's too late. Sadly, I've seen this happen more than a few times. Edit. Since many have asked, I work in a children's hospital and am often present when such patients come in by ambulance. Sadly, it's almost always too late to save them. Stairs. Especially random stairs leading nowhere found in the wilderness. I'm an avid skier. I was just skiing in Colorado at Loveland, and it's absolutely insane to me how people will click into their skis with little idea how to actually ski and very little idea where any given run will go and just go. If you point your skis downhill and let them go on a moderate pitch, you can get up over 30 miles per hour without trying to. There are so few things that people will do at that speed without knowing exactly what they're doing. And to be clear, the people who are put in danger are not just the Jerrys who don't ski within their ability level, it's also everyone else around them. I watched a fully grown man absolutely destroy a woman this past weekend because he was out of control through a trail merge. The woman never even saw him coming and had no way to protect herself. What is a popular belief that is scientifically proven wrong? We only use 10% of our brain. Most dietary information that is widely accepted by the public was from studies that have been proven wrong since the 70s. Lightning never strikes in one place twice. A frog thrown in a pot of boiling water will jump out immediately. If a frog is put in a pot of cool water and that water is slowly warmed, the frog won't notice and boil to death. This is indeed false. That this game will make me in less than 5 seconds expressionless. Cracking knuckles equals arthritis. Goldfish have a 3-second memory. They don't, and, supposedly, you can even train them to do tricks. That if you shave, it'll grow back longer and thicker. Physics says bees shouldn't be able to fly. It was said as a joke, much like Schrodinger's cat, but people took it as fact. Edit. So I don't have to keep posting these links. Schrodinger's cat bees. Despite popular belief, urine is not sterile. That rice will make the birds who eat it explode. Birds eat rice all the time. It's actually good for them, especially brown rice. I believe this myth was made up so people would stop throwing rice at weddings, but harming the birds wasn't an actual risk. It was getting rice grains stuck in your ear that was. That vaccines cause autism. That bubblegum gets stuck in your stomach for 99,999,999,999,999,900,000 years. Fish don't feel pain, and simultaneously, fish don't feel pain, are both arguments which ignore centuries of research. They lack a neocortex which deems them unable to process pain. However, they have several nociceptors located around the mouth which allows them to feel it. What does this mean? Well, nobody actually knows yet, and it is largely open to interpretation. It's unfathomably hard for us to understand, as we can both feel and process pain. Some scientists describe acting on instinct as symptoms of pain when these nociceptors become compromised. Some scientists describe it as just that, though, acting on instinct based on what parts of their body are compromised and hence weaker or vulnerable. For example, you hook and release a base. That base now moves slower, eats a little less, and socializes less. Are these actions the result of the fish acknowledging the compromised nociceptor sand acting accordingly while giving itself a chance at a heal? Or is the fish genuinely hurting and sad? Research points to both being correct, but neither have enough evidence to prove anything yet. All we know with certainty is that we don't have a definite answer supporting either argument, so anyone that leans hard one way or another doesn't know what they are talking about. Hiding under a highway overpass is actually not a good way to survive a tornado. It has been scientifically proven that the wind gets concentrated and the speeds increase underneath the overpass. If you aren't shielded by a bridge girder or something similar, you'll just get swept away and mulched. Your best bet for survival if you cannot escape the tornado is to find the nearest deep ditch or hole. Canids don't have alphas in the wild. The whole alpha hierarchy, training your dog via submission thing, isn't the natural way of it. There is an alpha wolf in a pack. Like the person who made the first claim debunked his own claim, but nobody cared. Edit. Thanks everyone. It's why first 1K upvotes. That you can alkalize your body to prevent orchid disease. Can't clean shave your way to a beard DNA.